Hi guys and girls, it's Shannon, and today I need to apologise for missing a day of Vlogmas today. I just really wasn't feeling well, so I missed a day. But this is to make up for it. So, what I'm going to be talking about today is how I actually plan for Christmas. So, Christmas shopping for me starts in January, in the January sales, because I find you can find Christmas knickknacks really cheap. So I always buy them and then I squirrel them away in my loft, and then I come back in December and I'm like, oh, I forgot I had all this. I did that exact thing earlier this month when I was preparing Mad Max Sisters boxes. Yeah. But yeah, that's when Christmas shopping starts for me. But I don't actually start planning for Christmas until like September, October time. So I start by making. I'm still not right. So I start by making lists. I live for lists. So I make a list of things I want to get Mad Mac, and then I make a list of things I want to get for other people, and I make a list of food I want to get, and any decorations that I need to pick up, etc., etc. So I made all those lists and threw them out the window, basically, because I don't think I brought a single thing on those lists that I made in September. I completely changed my mind and I wrote all new lists, which happens more often than you would think it would. I'm ashamed to say it happens more regularly than you think it would. But hey, what are you gonna do? I'm not perfect. So in November I rewrote the list, and I actually did end up buying the presents that were on this list. So I brought presents for everyone I could think of, and then and then I buy extra like boxes of chocolates, and then if I've forgotten someone, they just get a box of chocolates. But I don't think I've ever forgotten someone at Christmas. So I've never actually had to use them. I usually feed them to Mad Mac. So after writing the list, I buy I write down how much it's going to cost, and then I divide it up into what I can afford to do each week, because I get paid weekly. So again, I break it down into more lists. So I break it down into lists, and I normally start my big bulk of Christmas shopping in November. So I start buying little knickknacks in November, and then once a week I do a big order from different places. I order from Studio, I order from Amazon, I order from eBay, everywhere. So once I've placed all the orders, I then make another list of the things I have ordered, and I put check boxes so that I can say it's been ordered. So I make 5 columns technically. So you've got the item, and then you've got ordered, dispatched, arrived, and delivered. That is not what I meant. Ordered, dispatched. Ordered, dispatched. Oh, ordered, dispatched, arrived, and wrapped. Sorry. So I make a list like that for everything. That way I know what I've got, what I've wrapped, what hasn't arrived yet. Like, I'm still waiting for presents to arrive now that I ordered in November, and it's ridiculous. But I also still have other presents I still need to get, and it's like not even 2 weeks till Christmas. But luckily, the presents the last presents I need to order are actually for my auntie and uncle who live in the house that's on this property with me. So I don't need to worry too much about it. Because, you know, if they arrive a little bit late, then it's okay. I mean, what I'm still waiting for is a present for Mad Mac, which is really frustrating because I ordered it in November. It should have been here like 2 weeks after I ordered it, and it still isn't here, and I'm getting nothing from the place I ordered it from. Like, they're sending me regular updates, but the update is the same. There is nothing new, there is nothing new, there is nothing new, and it's frustrating, especially as I want to get it here, wrap it, and then put it in this sack. Well, sort of put it on top of this sack. This sack's a bit full. Whoops. As you can probably tell, I go a bit nuts at Christmas, and I always have. It's it's just the way I always thought Christmas was supposed to be. It's a special time, you go nuts about everything. I mean, I even go over the top of my Christmas decorations, if you couldn't tell. But what can you do? So after everything is wrapped and well, actually, once I have all the presents for one family, because usually I break it down into families. So, for example, we have Mad Max Mad Max mum, brother and sister, Mad Max dad and 3 sisters and stepmom, and then we have like my dad, my mum, my sister, and then the people I live with, my aunties and uncles, because I'm quite close with my aunties, uncles and cousins. Mad Mac isn't as close with his. I'm not used to using the selfie thing, hence why I keep looking this way, and it's really irritating because I know I need to look here. I know I need to look here, but it's distracting. So if I keep doing that, I'm sorry. I will get used to it. Yeah, so then I break it down into families or households. And then, depending on who it needs to go to, it depends on who I give it to. So, for example, my aunties and uncles ones, I give to my dad because he then distributes them throughout his family. And, like, my dad's ones, I obviously give to my dad. My mum's ones, I give to my mum. My sisters, actually, depending on who she's spending Christmas with, depends on where they go. Because, like, this year she's spending Christmas with my dad, so they've actually gone to my dad's house. And then, so Mad Max mum's obviously at her house, Mad Max dad's are at his house, etc, etc. So once all the presents have been distributed, that's when I start getting ready. Okay, so once all the presents I can distribute has been distributed, that's when I start getting our tree ready. So our tree is up all through December. Actually, this year it went up halfway through November. But once all the presents have been distributed, barring one sack, which is the sack that goes to my auntie and uncle's house, because it's pointless us taking it to them when we're going to see them Christmas Day, so we don't bother with that, we just keep it here. But we then start setting up the tree. So what we do is the tree is up all year round and the presents are normally surrounding it. So once the presents have dissipated, that's when we set up how we want it set up for our presents. So we have our sacks on, because our tree stands on a coffee table. We have our sacks on each end of the coffee table, and because the coffee table is at the end of our bed, it lines up with our sides of the bed. And then we have, on the coffee table itself, we have our Christmas Eve boxes corresponding. As you can see, we actually have our stockings hanging up over our bedside table. Mad Max would be up here somewhere, but it's a bit heavy and the hooks won't hold. So we've actually had to hang it on his wardrobe door. But yeah, so we have the sacks which are from each other to each other, and then the coffee table is filled with presents from other people. So presents from our parents, aunties, uncles, cousins, etc. And then we make it so that that looks nice and neat and tidy, and then we're ready for Christmas Day. So we always make sure that like the stockings are full and everything's nice and ready. And then the last thing I do before going to bed Christmas Eve is I actually put a gammon in my slow cooker, because that is how I cook it, and Mad Mac is not one for turkey. So I cook him a gammon, and I usually have turkey because I do like turkey. I put a gammon in the slow cooker overnight, and obviously it cooks overnight. Yeah, that's the last thing I do before going to bed Christmas Eve. So what me and Mad Mac usually do Christmas Eve before we go to bed is we watch a movie, we have a drink, and then we go to bed. And then we wake up the next morning on Christmas Day, which is obviously amazing, and we put all the Christmas lights on. We don't even bother putting our overhead lights on. We put all the Christmas lights on, and we sit on the bed and we open up our stockings, and then we open up our presents, and then I have to start getting on with Christmas dinner, especially this year because Mad Mac is obviously working. And then, so what I normally do is I put things that are going to take the longest in the oven first, or in the slow cooker in some instances. So like the gammon is going to be in the slow cooker, and then by the time I get up it should be cooked, so I can take it out and start making the gammon soup. If you want to know how I make gammon soup, then leave it in the comments down below and I'll do a video on it. I don't like it. Oh, hello. I don't like it, but Mad Mac does. So if you want to know how I do it, then just leave it in the description. Leave it in the comments. I'm also planning on trying to make a beef soup. I haven't made that before, so we're going to see how that goes. But yeah, I can show you how I do it and what I do, because I do quite a big batch, obviously. But I freeze most of it, and then I've got it for when Mad Mac gets home from work, and he can just heat it through, and then he's got something warm to eat. Okay, so I think that's it for this video. If you liked it, hit that thumbs up button for me. If you're enjoying me and my content, hit that subscribe button for me. And ring that bell so you get notified every time I upload. I'm currently doing Vlogmas. I know I failed yesterday and didn't upload. I'm so sorry. But I really wasn't feeling my best, and I just did not want to... Like, I know I've had a couple of days where I've been ill recently, and I've still managed to get a video up, but I really wasn't well last night. I spent most of the evening in bed, asleep, and I just wasn't well. If you have any Christmassy video ideas, or any video ideas for me to do in January, leave them in the comments down below, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all through the screen. Bye guys!